Welcome to the Sonny and Cher pod. This week we're going to be diving deep into Arsenal and having a little bit of fantasy chat and discussing the new pod format moving forwards. But before we get into all that, I'm joined by Alex and CJ. CJ, how are you doing, mate?
Top of the world, mate. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I probably had the best game week I've had in. I don't even remember, and it was one of those
did you
game
let us
weeks.
know about it? Fucking hell.
Oh yeah, you got to. I've been letting you know how shit I've been doing the last 4 weeks. It was one of those where everything you touch comes good, and when Wilson had a worldie, I was like, this is it. And then Fernandes topped it off last night. I was like, the only thing I got wrong was, like I said to you boys, Gordon instead of Rodgers, but not too fast. 98 points, I'll take it. Cheers.
Yeah. How about you, Alex? Can you put that pen down that you're clicking? Because that's going to be really annoying for me to edit.
I put it away.
He's nervous. He's nervous.
That's where I'm sitting on the edge,
Yeah.
Ben. I'm done with head-to-head, if I'm honest. I want to go back to total points. I hate head-to-head. It's not for me anymore. So we're going to do a vote in the new year, and we're going to see what everyone wants to do, because I'm so done with this head-to-head bollocks.
Didn't you want it to be head-to-head? Didn't you change that?
Fuck off.
We are also joined this week by Chronicles of Charlie Milsom. It's live this week. Charlie, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing all right. Thank you very much, boys. Good to see you. From a fantasy perspective, not so good. Sort of stuck
Don't
in the
worry,
bottom
we'll get
half
into the stats, Charlie. I've got plenty.
Oh, I'm sure you do, mate. I'm sure you do. But yeah, all good. Thanks, boys. All good. All good.
Excellent. So, Alex, are you going to talk a little bit about our commissioner teams, or are we going to dive straight into the stats for Charlie?
I'll literally quickly we'll breeze over it, because CJ, we don't want to talk too much about CJ anyway.
He's in a key battle anyway this week, so I'm talking about him later.
We've let him have his bit. So in terms of the commissioners battle, Ben, your lead is quickly dwindling. I think now you're only 2.5 wins ahead of CJ.
2.5.
CJ has now won 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So you're in a bit of a slump, Ben. I just wanted to quickly touch on your team briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me, Ben. Mm-hmm. What's happened the last few weeks? I know you've scored points, but you seem to have capitulated in terms of going from 3,000th in the world. Where are you currently?
17,000th. So I've gone down quite a bit, but still top 20k, so I'll take it. But
still so good.
Yeah. It's pure luck.
What's going on with the Minter pick, Ben?
Minter's a good pick, mate. He's cheap, and he's an assist machine, and he's got good fixtures coming up, so I'm going to keep him for now, I think.
And I don't want to not talk about it. How did you feel about Walter Marder's absolute worldy header?
Honestly, it's one of the worst Sundays of my life. I had a massive argument with Taylor afterwards because I was in such a mood. She was like, pull your fucking finger out your ass. And I'm like, no, Newcastle lost. And it was a shameful performance. And she was like, shut up. No one cares. So yeah, a bit of a bad day on Sunday. I also that's partly why I'm slipping last couple of weeks, is because I have Ramsdale, who was a massive mistake.
That was
stupid. I should have listened to you, Siege, and gone for Sanchez. And then Voltemard, I'm a bit over him at the moment. Like, whole team is. I just don't trust Newcastle at the moment. Like, even that, I think before this weekend we had 10 points out of 12, but even that, it's like going 2-0 up against Burnley. Then they get a man sent off. We're playing like a whole half. You know, you think it's going to be 3 or 4 or 5. We end up conceding the last minute. Champions League, we're going behind. And then, the performance against Sunderland, I think we had 1 shot on target, 2 shots on target, and the first was in the 60th minute. I don't know what's going on with Newcastle.
It was the game of football.
It was miserable.
So
bad.
The thing is, like, Newcastle Football Club have gone. I feel like they've done one high thing, and that was like getting back in the Champions League. I remember going back,
but the League Cup, mate.
Like 10 years, mate. When I think you first met my wife, and she was like, "God, he's a miserable fellow, isn't he?" And Taylor was like, "Listen, Newcastle have just lost. Like, we're not going to get today. We'd be lucky to get a smile."
Yeah.
You know, you've had that one little jump back into the Champions League, and now, like, it's back to normality for you.
I know. So I did the 5 free transfers for AFCON, and most of those calls have come off. So hopefully I'll get back on the points and keep scoring again. But yeah, one of my regrets is Ramsdale over Sanchez. My other regret is sticking with Voltemard when I don't think there's any point. I think we've spoken about it, haven't we? That all the forwards are so unreliable this year that you just might as well stick Haaland up top and spend your money elsewhere.
I mean,
so I'll be doing that.
I don't want to talk too much about your team, Siege, but look at his midfield, right?
Yeah.
So he ditched went for the 5-man midfield. Gordon, apart from Gordon, you had Wilson getting 16, Fernandes getting 13, Foden getting 11, and Saka getting 22.
The Wilson shout is unreal, CJ. The Wilson shout is unreal because you brought that up a few weeks ago, and I was like, nah, he's a nothing player, and
it's about time, Siege, you had some tip pay off because you've given us a lot of tips over this season, and
that one was.
I think it was come good.
Yeah, it was after that goal against Spurs, and you know when someone pops up, you look at their price, you're like, oh, do you know what? 5.2 mil. But I actually listened today to another podcast, and apparently he's out of contract in the summer. So they think obviously he's putting a little show on before so he can get his new contract, but that's absolutely fine with me. But he is
watch him go in everyone's teams this week, and then him do nothing now for the rest of the season.
But he is a baller though, isn't he? That finish was a joke.
Joke, mate, and his 2 assists, like
I think the way as well, like
I listened to a pod and it said a similar thing, saying like he's going to end up at a big club. Like
you reckon?
Yeah, he's going to be in
How
that
old
top
is he?
6. He's young.
28.
28.
Was he? Well, I mean, younger than me.
Yeah. What big club is he going to end up at? Spurs?
Yeah, I don't know. He was at Liverpool, wasn't he? He was at Liverpool, wasn't he?
He did nothing at Liverpool.
Yeah, he was. No, but that was my shout. That was my nap of the weekend, boys, and it paid off. I did love that when I saw the 2 assists, and then I wasn't even watching it. My phone just popped up. Fulham goal.
Don't worry,
Harry
I was
Wilson.
letting you know because I was watching it.
I was
watching.
One of my mates texted me from England and just said, "Didn't you tip Wilson a week ago?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, here we go. It's coming in now." But
how much has the price gone up? He's 5.1 now. How much is he now?
He must be 5.3 now. Is he? I don't know. He might have gone up a little bit. The only thing is, because I used 4 of my transfers because I was saying to you boys I was debating getting rid of Van Dijk for Hincapie and doing an Arsenal double up, but I thought I'll keep Van Dijk because they've got like Wolves and Leeds coming up in a couple of weeks. And obviously that paid off. So now I've got a couple of transfers to work with. So literally everything I did paid off, which is
God, I hope it never happens. Week next week.
Butler doesn't know what that feels like. But talking of that leads us nicely. Talking of doubling up on Arsenal's offence, that leads us nicely into like the fantasy chat, and we have Charlie joining us as an Arsenal fan. So let's dive into Arsenal a little bit. CJ, you've got some stats.
Yeah. Yes, I thought I'd focus on Arsenal as Charlie's here. But first, just a little shout out to St Martin's, who are my local GAA club. So they actually won the Leinster Championship last Saturday at Croke Park. So it's the first time in the club's history they beat a team called Ballyhale Shamrocks, who are notorious for winning the All Ireland. So
they're now in Ballyhale Shamrocks.
They're now in the All Ireland semi-final against a team called Ballygunner from Waterford, who are supposed to be unreal. But basically, they're in the last 4 club of the whole of Ireland, basically, which is pretty impressive.
I have to really bite my tongue when you say things like this, because I know that half our listeners are in Ireland.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't take the mick.
But no, I actually went to the game. But the Croke Park's basically like the Wembley.
What a ground,
GAA.
by the way.
It's unbelievable.
Unreal.
I went up there, and obviously it's like an 80,000 seater, but there was like 5,000, 6,000 people. But it was some atmosphere. They won with the last basically, mate, hit it over the bar in the last minute to win by a point. Yeah, it was class. But we'll get straight in. So I put Arsenal scraped past Wolves at the weekend with a last-minute winner to win 2-1. I think it was, watching it was a poor all-round Arsenal performance. However, I do think this win is probably going to be highly significant when it comes to the end of the season. I think if they'd have drawn that, I think they'd have been level on points with City, which would have been a huge psychological change as City are in unbelievable form. And then I just put here, we'll go on to some stats now and let Charlie come in a sec, but Arsenal have been very underwhelming recently, particularly this weekend. And actually, throughout the FPL game, loads of their players are hugely owned, very, very highly owned. But in their last 6, they've won 3, drawn 2, and lost 1. And this slight drop in form coincides with when they kept their last clean sheet, interestingly, which was in game week 10 against Burnley away in a 2-0 win. But it's also been reflected in FPL in terms of points being scored by Arsenal players. And I'll just go through the top 8 owned Arsenal players and we can have a little bit of a chat. It'd be interesting to see what Charlie thinks. So the top 8 owned Arsenal players in FPL currently, we have Raya, who's 36.6% owned. So these are points in their last 6 games. He's got 16 points with 1 clean sheet. Timber's then 33.1% owned. He's only got 14 points with 1 assist and 1 clean sheet. Saka's the clear anomaly, 22.6%. He's got 42 points, 2 goals, 4 assists, 4 DEFCON points. Rice then 22.2%. He's got 23 points, 1 assist, 6 DEFCONs. Eze 18.4, which is, I can't believe he's that highly owned. 27 points, but with a hat-trick against Spurs. However, he's only scored 5 points in the last 4 game weeks since the North London derby, which is grim. And then Gyökeres is 10.6% owned somehow.
Still.
4 points, only played the last 3 due to injury. And then Saliba, 10.5% owned. He's got 5 points in his last 6, but only played 3. Yeah, he has. And then Calafiori, was 9.8%. He's got 11 points. He missed this game week due to suspension. So as you can see, points-wise, very, very poor in the last 6 games. But Charlie, what do you think about Arsenal's form, particularly that Wolves game? Did you watch it at the weekend, mate?
Oh, man. I did watch it. Got a lot of grief. I've had a lot of grief from people ever since we had that loss, right? And like the bottle job, there was gifs of Arteta crying, running on the pitch and things like that. I think like for us, like Arsenal had a flying start, right? You've named the key players that everyone has jumped on the bandwagon. They performed early doors, did really, really well. And then I think that Sunderland game really shook us up. It was a draw, wasn't it? And every team sort of low block defence us and we dominate possession. Caught on the break. Wolves could have done us easy, right? They had a couple of chances on the break, big time. There was that one, I think their forward was on the halfway line.
Right at the start, wasn't it? Yeah, I saw that first half, wasn't it? Yeah.
Thinking, oh my gosh, here we go. But it just frustrates them. And then there's all this thing going around about the captaincy and should Rice be captain? Like, absolutely not, right? The players all voted Odegaard. Patience is key. Gyökeres gets a lot of grief. He almost tries too hard. Bless him. They say that like the players struggle to find him. Odegaard is not the player he was at the moment, and he's just not playing those like needle through passes. When he's playing with Odegaard, has to be shifted to the left, which is not benefiting his game at the moment. So he's better in the middle. Martinelli's getting a lot of stick. Obviously, we've got injuries again. It's typical Arsenal injuries, especially around the back.
So many injuries, haven't you?
So then you're talking about your like Timber at right back, who's getting ahead, working really, really well with Saka on that right hand side. But he's now been shifted into centre back. Now Rice is not Rice. Ben White's now injured again. So it's going to be a bit of a makeshift defence at the moment. You haven't got that much scary.
Did we just about that, Charlie, about how Arsenal in the last 4 games have changed back 8 times?
Mate,
that's
I think
probably
it's like
that's probably part of it, isn't it? Yeah, because they were so defensively sound.
Yeah. I mean, I really rate. Obviously, I'm watching all the games with that. P or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Hincapi seems pretty steady. Yeah,
he's a bit of a dog. Yeah, like he works really hard. Like he picked up the most points. I doubled up this week with Rice in midfield because he's so valuable with his crosses, with all of that, and his DEFCON. Like he got 29 interceptions last week or something like that, for a huge amount of bonus points. He got me 2 in the Wolves game. Whereas Hinkby got like 5, even in the 2-1.
How important is Gabriel to Arsenal, do you feel?
And when is he back?
I think it's that steady the ship, isn't it? Like, you just need Raya, Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber at the moment. That's the best starting back five you want. And we've got so many games coming. Yeah, you've got Champions League at the end of January. Beginning of January, you've got the Portsmouth trip. That's going to be horrible to play. And then you've got the Prem stuff, and then the quarterfinal on the 23rd of December. Like, we've just got loads of games, and we just need these guys coming back, and we just need to steady the ship. But unfortunately, it's a
you're not losing. Like, you've lost one game. Like,
yeah. But it's not
the big deal.
Well,
you were average against Wolves, but it's difficult when Wolves go and put 11 behind the ball.
Which is what everyone's doing.
Everyone their game plan was to frustrate you, and it worked. And that's difficult.
They'd have. But
even in any game, it's hard.
You guys have given me grief as long as I've known you for being an Arsenal fan. Like, Arsenal just attract negativity, because I think we're that stable club that everyone wants to, like, they want their club to be. Do it without
Charlie,
the silverware.
Who's over your shoulder right now as an Arsenal fan? Who's over your shoulder?
What team coming up behind us?
Who's right
City,
behind you?
Right? Yeah.
City.
Does that make you feel nervous?
No. Listen, I got asked this question, right, and I haven't answered it. Would you rather finish 17th with silverware like Spurs did, or play attractive football and finish second again? I'm just like, I'm not falling into these traps. We need to win the Prem or the Champions League.
Mate, you've got to win the Prem. I
don't think the club will offload its star men, and I don't think they'll offload Arteta. He's one of the best managers. I think what will happen is guys will go, I've tried so often now, and I just can't get over the line. Arteta will be like, I just can't take this club any further if we finish second again. That's the only thing in the back of my mind that worries me a little bit. I'm really hoping, we're a phenomenal team. We've got two world-class players for every position. We can be able to get through this. And it's the negativity created by online podcasters.
Yeah, social media.
Yeah, no. Definitely is. It definitely is. But like you said, I'll just go on now. Like, when you talk about, I think that Sunderland game, what you said, I didn't actually realise that was game week 11, wasn't it? That was the start of this 6-game little run. It definitely shook them. Yeah. And just going into the injuries, I think the injuries to the defensive unit has been what's rocked Arsenal. But obviously, we got Ben White going off with a suspected hamstring injury against Wolves. So they got a number of injuries in the back four. Obviously, Gabriel is suspected back in the new year. Mosquera now sidelined with an ankle injury till the new year. But as we all know, and we spoke about in previous pods, many FPL managers are still doubled up on the Arsenal defence. Probably the highest combination now is probably Raya and Timber. And actually, 1 in 3 managers has Raya and 1 in 3 managers has Timber. But however, Arsenal have conceded in 5 of their last 6 games from game weeks 11 to 16, compared to keeping 7 clean sheets from the first 10 game weeks. So I think you said, Ben, about getting rid of Timber in our little group. I wanted to put it to you, lads. Is it time to start betting against the Arsenal defence, in particular, gambling on them conceding? So taking your Arsenal defensive assets out, it could potentially be an excellent strategy at the moment with the injuries that Arsenal have, particularly in our head-to-head league. But it is a huge gamble, because Arsenal can, if they get it right, can go 5 games keeping clean sheets. But like I said to you, I was going to double up this week with Hincapié and Timber, decided against it. It actually helped me out a bit. But I don't know what you boys think about going against Arsenal now. Is that an option, or is that a bit of a fantasy, or is that just going to be in a couple of weeks? Because if you'd done it in the last 5 weeks, you would have been in a serious position if you picked the right defenders.
I, personally speaking, I'm probably going to I'm going to hold Timber. I sort of regret going for Ramsdale over Raya or Sanchez, but I think that when did Wolves score that goal? It was like the 90th minute, wasn't it?
90th minute, yeah, 91st minute or something.
Which wiped out a lot of double clean sheets for people, didn't it? Particularly I was playing Dassy. Dassy has Raya and Timber. So when Wolves scored, I was a bit like, that actually helps me out, even though I lose points on Timber. I think I'll hold Timber, and then when Gabriel's back, I'll double up. That's my sort of philosophy. What about you, Charlie?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm exactly the same, Ben.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I've never been good at this FPL malarkey, right? So I think the Raya one, he's got the weak defense in front of him at the moment.
It's tough, isn't it? Yeah.
Disjointed. So he's getting more shots, but he then makes saves and he can get you points. But look at the Wolves goal. Look at the Villa goal. Like that was just a bonkers, right? If you'd like to think that if Gabriel and Saliba are bossing it at the back, it's not coming anywhere near the box, but it's just panic stations at the back with it. Like relationships aren't quite there. So I'm holding Timber, but I ended up not having, because I would have definitely gone Calafiori, right? Timber you expect on the right, Calafiori on the left. They can get forward, hopefully get a shot off or goal from a corner or an assist with Saka. So I actually moved for Rice because I was too scared. But then you still pay the price if he concedes in midfield, right? But I just feel like the Arsenal defence at the moment is so good for a yellow card as well. I just feel like that Hincapié, as I said, he's got so much fight. It's almost too much for the Prem at the moment. If he goes in hard on some of these tricky players, he's getting put straight in the book. Lewis Skelly's up the speed.
Yeah. Because Raya, he is 6 mil as well, Raya. Like that's mad money, I think, for a keeper. Like especially at the moment, like I wouldn't be putting him in on his current form at 6 mil. Like Sanchez is 4.9. Do you know what I mean? Like I know I keep going on about Sanchez, but like 1.1 mil in the bank.
You own Sanchez? I can't remember.
But like 6 mil for Raya is, I don't think. Obviously, if you've got him, there's no point selling him because I'm sure they'll turn those clean sheets around. But like you said, Charlie, with that weak defense in front, it's
tough.
Shaky. But
yeah,
absolutely. But I'll go on to just a couple more players we can chat about. Just to finish off the fantasy chat, but with all the sort of Arsenal assets not doing well, we've obviously got one shining light, which is Saka. I think I actually was quite surprised to only see he was only 22% owned, actually. But for me, I think he's a definite.
Going to sack him off before this weekend.
I know he was.
I know. You say he's a shining light. It doesn't feel like he's doing that much for how much he costs. But I don't know. Read out the stats, and then because I've got a question at the end of this section, so read out the stats, and then I'm gonna pose a question to Charlie.
But yeah, he's registered another double-digit
haul at Arsenal Football Club right now.
Yeah. But he registered another double-digit haul with 11 points. He got those 2 assists and 3 bonus.
But let's just talk about that for a second, because that got taken away. That got taken away.
It did.
No, it got given, then it got taken away, then it got given again. And all 3 of us were sweating, weren't we? Because I actually, you captained him as well, didn't you, Charlie? So a lot of people captained him this weekend.
He's not the reason I lost this week. We can get onto that later if you want. He's not the reason.
But no, it was definitely lucky this week. But if you actually looked at that game, like he was the only one who was actually going to do anything. But he's actually got 42 points in his last 6 games. He's got 4 assists and 2 goals. I think the goals aspect is definitely something that I want to see more of if I'm going to keep him for like 2-3 months or even till the end of the year. But like I said here, Ben, he is now 10.3 million. Like, is he providing the returns for his price? So he's currently registering 7.3 points per million at the moment, which isn't too bad. But like I said, I want him to be adding goals as well to those assists. But I think this is controversial, maybe, but he's currently the best and most consistent of the premium midfielders priced above 10 mil, isn't he? Let's be honest, in the game at the moment.
Yeah, who else is above 10 mil? It's just Palmer and Salah, right?
Palmer and Salah. Like Fernandes would be the next closest, which Fernandes is in better form, but I think Saka out of the Palmer Saka bracket is by far the best pick. But what was your question?
With Saka, sorry Ben, just before you ask a question, just with Saka, he's guaranteed start, isn't he? Like,
90 minutes,
he got rested the other week and it's Madueke instead, wasn't it? Or is that, am I thinking
Champions League?
Oh, okay.
And I think that's where Arteta wants to win the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
He's going to play Saka in the Premier League.
Saka's always burnt out, isn't he?
And they're so through in the Champions League now into the playoffs already, into the knockouts already. So now he can afford to rest that.
Bayern stopped playing in the 70th minute because it's a league. They're like, okay, look, we'll sit in the top half of the table. It's not a knockout game. We're not playing until the end. which is why you beat 3-1, and then everyone's like, "Oh my god, Arsenal are going to go and do it." And I was like, "It's still the league phase. If we'd lost, still wait until we're in the knockout stages."
So my question was, because I've had Saka in for a while now, but I've been priced out of Bruno Fernandes. So is it who's better? Who's better right now, Saka or Bruno Fernandes?
Bruno's in better form.
Fernandes Bruno's cheaper, right? So it's like, I don't know, when you read that out, 42 points in his last 6 games, 4 assists, 2 goals. If you take away the 2 own goal assists that he got at the weekend against Wolves, that's only 2 goals and 2 assists. He's
actually done
5 games.
Charlie, who's Arsenal's penalty taker? Is it Gyökeres or is it Saka?
It was meant to be Gyökeres. Yeah, that's what they all said. He was like the best penalty taker at the beginning of the season, and then he took it. He scored a goal in the game. I can't remember who that was against, and then he got taken off it. I'm sure he'll get the next one, right? Because the guy's begging for a goal.
Yeah,
he's doing all the right things, but like I said at the very beginning, he's just
also on set pieces as well, right? Declan Rice is an option.
He's on set pieces, right? Yeah.
Whereas at United, it's Fernandes only.
Yeah.
Right? Especially after last night's worldie.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Well, I think this is why I think
Fernandes for everything. It's Fernandes for corners. It's Fernandes for free kicks. It's Fernandes for pens.
Yeah, but he also concedes 4, mate. He also concedes 4 in the field.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter when he's getting 2 assists and a goal, does it?
Yeah, true.
I've got a bit of FOMO on the fraud that is Fernandes. I know as soon as
I just hate him.
I hate him so much because I hate him. I can't.
But the thing is,
he's so good.
I listened to who was it? Was it Neville or Carragher anyway last night saying although it was full rule, they actually like the way, like United of old would be attack. Obviously, they conceded 4 shocking goals, but the fact that they've scored 4 in back-to-back games now.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I think that's huge for United, and obviously Fernandes.
And he changed formation last night. He played a back 4.
Yeah, so I just think Fernandes. Whenever United score, he's either going to be involved. It's a bit like Saka though. Arsenal score, it's pretty much him. He's involved, isn't he? Let's be honest. I think I just get them both in like I have. That's an absolute dream. Cheers.
Yeah, that's what I've done.
Get both.
Bruno, I think I did. Did I have Bruno in? I can't remember. I think I put him in after getting smashed last week.
Yeah, that one last week with the 18-pointer, I had to get him in.
Yeah, and like Foden, I've moved on Foden when he had that good move. And that seemed to have paid off. And then my next one, I really wanted Sloboslai, and it was between him and Gravenbach. Because Liverpool got some good fixtures now, and I just hope they're going to come good, right? But then Sloboslai had 4 yellows, which put me off.
Yes, yeah, he does. Yeah, you're right.
So I was like, I'll move for Gravenbach. He did give me 5, but I mean, and now he's injured actually, Sloboslai, isn't he?
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know how long for, but mate, Bruno Fernandes, yes, he's a quality footballer in a rubbish football club. That it's just like the players.
Did you see his interview today? Oh, hello. Hello, Remy. Number 1 fan here, guys. Look.
Yeah,
I'll keep myself on mute until it's my turn to talk. But I guess the other thing I wanted to say about Bruno Fernandes is we don't know what they're going to be like without Mbeumo and Ahmad now at AFCON.
Yeah, so but he's still got Cunha who looks. Cunha, how Cunha hasn't got more goals? What he offers United is something.
I was just about to say, I would love to know some stats, Siege. Probably can't whip them up, but maybe next week, like a Cunha stat, because I bet it's really bad.
I bet he's involved a lot. He's just not
I think the thing with him, which actually, if you get him in, like obviously he's a massive differential at the moment, and I think the Cunha Fernandes double up is actually definitely on over this Christmas period, I think. So, and he's the only thing with Cunha, he's quite. What is his price? I think he's around like. Is he 8 mil? Like it's quite hard to get him in if you've got Fernandes and Saka. But like if you've got someone like Wilson,
if you've got the Walter Mulder fraud in your team, you could ship him out, couldn't you?
I was messaging Alex about this and going like, is Haaland going to score every week? Because he's like 15 mil or whatever he is. And last season, I didn't touch him apart from a free hit. And then this
can't not
hit,
touch him this year, though.
I know, but like the thing with FPL this year in particular, and Siege, you touched on it at the very beginning of these podcasts, was DEFCON is massive. Like Gabriel at one point had more points than Haaland, right? Like in the first
he was
few
flying,
games.
yeah.
Yeah, he was absolutely smashing it. And this DEFCON thing, and suddenly I was like, maybe I'll just go like CDMs all in my team, like Rice, Beto, Bruno for the reason he was on.
I tried that; it didn't work.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's why I've gone Gravenberch, because I'm just hoping he's going to clear up, but he probably won't.
Yeah, like we said with that, the only thing with that, like when they do come off, it's great, but like I think it will be like 1 in 5, whereas like the likes of Fernandes, you're hoping the likes of say Rodgers, the likes of Saka would be 1 in 2, 1 in 3. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the gamble with the defensive mids. The only thing with the defensive mids, it's really good when they come in because you're looking at a massive, especially if they score, you're looking at a huge haul. But just to finish off the fantasy section, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Gyökeres, Charlie, but I'll just read out some stats, particularly from the Wolves game, which are not pretty, but we can discuss your opinion on Gyökeres. But
I think I know.
I think it was like 4 touches in the first half.
Yeah,
so
like that. And he actually had 5, but didn't one of them hit his back when he was trying to do a run through? And it
something like that, yeah. But he's currently got 4 Prem goals in 14 appearances this season. So
wasn't 2 of those in one game?
Yeah, 2 in one game against Leeds at the start.
Have you watched the Wolves game? Did you watch it, Siege?
I watched the highlights. Yeah.
Okay, so like in the Club Brugge game as well, right? He was on, and Gabriel Jesus came back, which is great. There was talk of him going, but he has come out of the blocks firing. I mean, he's already scored a header, believe it or not, from the smallest player in our side for the Wolves game, but he just looks so hungry, but he's a completely different type of player, and he suits us because he comes as deep as like Odegaard and Rice will come, and suddenly that means that Odegaard's the highest guy. Gyökeres is the target man, and I was hoping off the back of his injury he'd come back a bit lighter. He just looks heavy for me. I know
what you mean.
I think he'll boss it, but I feel like he's in his position that split second too early or a split second too late. He hasn't gelled yet. And it's easy for me to sit here and say that when all I'm doing is sit on my ass watching it on TV, right?
Yeah.
It's hard. The Prem is hard. And I think there's so much hype around him. I do feel like, because again, it's this Arsenal sort of label, defenders are like bullying. And it goes back to that, but almost like the reversal of do you remember when Drogba used to boss Koscielny?
Yeah.
Now all the defenders are like just going in on Gyökeres and they're so like, but it's a weird technique as well because he like backs in to win free kicks with his hold up play. I'd like to see him try and have a go going around the outside.
Do you not feel though with Gyökeres that he gives Arsenal this different thing that they've never had before? Like I know what you said, Gabriel Jesus comes deep, right? Havertz comes deep, but what Gyökeres does is he doesn't come deep. He'll stay up there and he'll stretch it.
He does stretch it, which I think allows the midfield to play.
That's what I'm saying. So it gives those like wingers and those like people like Rice and Eze and those type of players a bit more time on the ball, right? Because he is higher up. But I suppose
I think again he scored 50 goals or something ridiculous last season.
Oh, something frightening, wasn't it? Yeah.
I know there's stats that like 2 of them against City. Like I was on that bandwagon, and like I think he only scored 1 against like the top 6.
We've got to remember, right, that as you said, Charlie, the Prem is hard.
Prem is so hard.
He's not the only player that has been brought in this summer that hasn't done anything. Look at Wirtz, Liverpool.
Wirtz, Isak.
Yeah,
and he's Prem proven. He's just not getting up to speed.
Yeah.
You talk about forwards. Ekatike is the only other guy in my team right now that I would have. Like, he's just got.
Yeah, but he's not going to start every game.
He will in the Prem. He will in the Prem.
You think?
Definitely will at the moment. Why would you not? They need to find form. Like they're not going to start Isak over him in the Prem. Definitely not.
There's not a lot. This is it again. Going back to this Arsenal label, right? How many people are laying into Isak? Not really. That's overshadowed by Salah. How many people were talking about Esco? 80 mil. He's done nothing.
They've all been injured as well, though.
I know he has, but so's Gyökeres. But everyone still jumps on his back.
That's what I'm saying. They've all been injured, right? So you've got to give Gyökeres has missed what? He missed like 4 games, 4 games.
Yeah, 3 games.
No,
2
games.
2 games. 2 games. He only missed 2, but he only came back for like 7 minutes in one.
I think we just people. I know, I get it, right? You're spending 80 million. It's a big investment on these players, or 60 or whatever on whoever it is. But you as football fans, we expect instant reward for that money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
You already talk about the last 2 weeks, right? The 2 weeks you're like, Arsenal this, Arsenal that, defense this. Oh, so suddenly Wilson is like the player, Foden's the player. Remember, we're like 19 games in or something, aren't we? They haven't shown up for 19 games. The guys that have shown up for 19 games are your Haalands and your Gabriels. I would like to know what Caicedo's points are, or Enzo Fernandez. Those guys have just been ticking along nicely under the radar.
No, definitely.
I don't know. I think this Palmer one's going to be interesting to see how quickly he can hit the ground running. I know he sat Pickford down.
They're going to really gently bring him back in. I guarantee he's not going to be playing a full game. He's not going to be playing a full game in 90 minutes for a few weeks.
Groin, wasn't it? And then he broke his toe, apparently, didn't he? Coming back to his house or something.
They're not going to rush him. They're not going to rush. He only played 57 minutes the other day, right?
Yeah.
He'll be lucky to make 70 minutes next weekend. I just don't think they're going to rush him back. I think they're going to take their time.
Here's a question for all of you, Ben. You can just do a thumbs up. Do we think, like, from a neutral perspective, or maybe opposing fan base, do you think Arsenal are going to win the league? 2 points ahead of City, I think it is.
I think Arsenal win the league. Yeah.
I think once they get Gabriel back, they'll be. But I do think they need goals, though. I do think they need goals. Like I'll just finish with these stats because they are quite.
Yeah, go on.
They're horrible, really, to read, to be honest. But I says Mikel Arteta, implored critics of Victor Gyökeres to leave him alone in his press conference previewing the Arsenal meeting with Wolves. But I think it's unlikely to be the last time he has to come to his strikers' defence this year. But stats from the Wolves game, played 81 minutes. 1 shot, which was off target. He had an expected goals, XG of 0.04. He had 0 out of 1 successful dribbles, 50% pass completion, 0 out of 2 accurate passes in the final third, 5 touches in the opposition box, but he actually only had 5 touches in the entire first half, which was the lowest by any player, and only 15 in the whole 81 minutes on the pitch. 15 touches in the whole game against a team with 2 points at home. Like that is
the hard thing there. That
is concerning, isn't it?
Man United went and turned Wolves inside out. I think, what was it, 4-2? They still conceded, right? Yeah. 4-1. And like everyone was like, "Oh, Captain Saka, Arsenal going to do the same." And like Wolves learned their lesson. I mean, I was looking at their team and I was like, I don't know any of these players.
No, agreed. Same.
I was like, I don't know who these guys are. And the commentators were talking about it a lot, saying, you're adjusting to the Prem in the Prem. And they were very random.
New manager as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I felt like it is that low block system. Arsenal are too afraid sometimes to pump it in the box. You've got Gyökeres, he's a big guy. Let him have a couple of goes. Fans are more frustrated when you've got a free kick, you take it out wide to Saka and it ends up bucket right, rather than just get it to Saka instead of trying to beat the man to the baseline, just have a whip. You might get a Voltemada special. Who knows?
Because I think there was a stat Arsenal put in 30 crosses in that game, which was like unheard of, which I think is a good thing. But again, obviously that got them the 2 goals, didn't it? But because like you said, Wolves set up with that low block, like the only way to actually break them down was probably to cross the ball in, wasn't it? They're never going to be able to play that tick-a-tacker football through them because they've got like 5, and then 1, haven't they? So it actually
that's why they try to use Raya as a playmaker, don't they, to try and beat a press. They want to invite teams out, beat 3 guys, which is why they do that. They play out the back so well when they get it right. Into Rice, he puts it out to Calafiore, 4 guys gone. And then you rely on like Trossard, Martinelli, Madueke.
As much as I'd love to carry on talking about Arsenal, boys, we'll be talking about them.
I'm just going to call CJ later and we'll just have a chat about it.
You call CJ. I think what we'll do, losing my voice.
Never voice note.
What we'll do is we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back, Charlie, and we'll unveil some stats into your fantasy season so far. So we'll take a break and we'll be back in a minute. Hey, so welcome back. Siege, could you please get up my wonderful slides that I have put together for this episode? So what I have done is I have created a bit of a chat here, Charlie. There's a bit of a comparison between me, you, and two other managers in the league around, are they lucky or are they geniuses, or are we just shit at fantasy, Charlie? So let's dive into it a bit. So I'm going to compare it against Nixie and Trav, because those two wind me up the most in the league. However they're doing it, they are completely outperforming their total points in terms of head-to-head. So Nixie currently sits 5th in our head-to-head league. Trav sits 10th in our head-to-head league. Me and you, Charlie, are exactly tied in 16th on the exact same points as well, by the way. So there you go. So we're both on 16. Me and you, as I said, Charlie, are tied on 908 points and sit 10th in the total points table. However, remember, we're 16th in the head-to-head table. So we're 6 places down compared to where we should be in terms of total points. Let's look at the other two frauds, who I think are lucky, not geniuses. Let's put this out there. But it'd be good to get your guys' opinions. Nixie is currently on 898 points and is 14th in the total points table. Now, remember, he's 5th in the head-to-head table. So he's 9 places above where he should be in reality to points. And then Trav is, again, he's on 886 points, sits 17th in the total points table. And again, he's about 7 places up where he should be. Not looking good for me and you, Charlie. Looks great for Nixie. So here we go. We've broken it down into more points here. So Charlie, let's look at you first, shall we? Points, PPW is points per week. So your average, Charlie, per week is 56.8, which is pretty
That's steady. Score, steady, yeah, definitely.
And against your 56.25. So very, very even in terms of your points for and against. However, you've got a nice points difference of 8+8 compared to who you've played as well, by the way, which is a nice thing to have. Nice point difference. As we said, you've got 908 points in total, and you've only taken -8 so far this season. Charlie, tell me, how do you feel your fantasy season has gone so far?
It was really exciting last year. I really enjoyed being part of the head-to-head league because I didn't have Haaland, and it was Salah. No, was it Haaland? It was one of the other.
No, it was Haaland. You didn't have Haaland.
But it's been tough. Like it's a real battle now. Like you had some players last year that were rogue. This year you've got so many more better players. Literally the last 2 game weeks, right? It came down to Bruno Fernandes versus Dave, and then I played Smithy this week, and it was Senesi getting booked. Didn't you? Mate, literally, if he didn't get that yellow, it went by a point. I was texting Ben about it. I was like sending screenshots, being like, "Bro, look at the DEFCON." He's like, "No, it's already been applied." I was like, "Oh, stupid yellows." But I mean,
do you think you're where you sit in the head-to-head league? Obviously, you're 16th, right? Do you think that's a fair reflection of your season so far, or do you think you should be higher up?
Well, what's Peacock on? 29 points? Something like that?
He's on 33, I think.
He's 33. He's won 8 in a row now.
Again, I was talking to Balf on the phone earlier and saying to him that, if I'm on 18 points and I get that win last week because Bruno has a stinker and Senesi doesn't get booked, suddenly that's looking a lot more healthy, right? 6 points over 2 weeks would be great. I said to Ben, I'm still waiting to cut my hair. It's turning, Jesse literally labelled it as pubes on my head. Until I get those 5 wins, right? And I'm not getting a run. And I don't know what else to do.
I feel you. I feel you,
so
Charlie.
tough, mate. It's
if you look at my stats on here as well, right? Me and you have obviously got the same amount of points. We've got the exact same game week average. But look how many points I've got against me.
Yeah, that's big.
51.1 against. I've got a points difference of minus 71.
That's
What's
tough.
going
That
on
is
there?
tough.
Oh, it's absolute torture for me when I read that stat. I was like, oh, I'm getting beaten by 60 points each week. No wonder I'm down.
That's
random
brutal.
one as well. Random one about Trav. Went to my kid's nativity, sat next to him for like 15, 20 minutes, and we didn't realise we were both sat next to each other for ages. It was quite funny.
That's quite funny.
Yeah, mate.
But
I mean, but Nixie's not firing like he was last year. Ben is the new Nixie. And I know Ben, I was talking to Ben about this last year, right? And saying that, like the difference, him just making playoffs. Was that right? Thumbs up, Ben? Thumbs down last year? Did you make playoffs?
I think Ben comfortably made the playoffs in the end.
I think I
did.
can't remember what I did. I was like 6th or something, yeah.
But like this year, you've now got this separate league, which is like a points league, with a big financial return if he wins that one, and he also
he's like 100 points ahead in that one.
So I reckon his head-to-head's going to start taking a knock, because I think he's not going to be looking at the players each week.
Mate,
he's going to be
so far ahead.
It's tough.
He's already in the playoffs.
Ben's an easy target, boys. You want to play him.
You reckon?
Yeah,
I think I've only lost
done.
this season twice, and both players played 3 hits. So I just put that
I think
out
I've lost 9 times or something ridiculous.
Yeah. So just looking at Nixie and Trav then. So Trav is on this incredible run of form, right? I wrote down that Trav has won 6 of his last 10 games, but people are only getting 54.6 points against him.
Does he not sit in a chair waiting for the bell to ring? Like, he's got a lot of time on his hands, right, to be researching. I would love to switch places with him, and he comes and looks after 3 kids. Like,
and his team's pretty rotten as well.
Yeah, it's
he
not good.
He played a free hit this week, but in his game week 15 team, he had Estev, Reinders, Josh King. Like, how is he doing this?
Who's he playing against? Isn't there something in our league that's like led the league?
Well, Siege, I don't know. Let's get on to the last slide, because we can then make a decision between us. So I've given you these stats already, all right? I think it's pretty obvious that Trav is lucky. Nixie's probably more on the cusp of the fence. But in terms of chips played and chips against, so Charlie, you've played 4 chips, and when you've won 3 out of those 4 chips that you've played, so that's a good comeback there. However, you've faced 5 chips, and every time someone's played a chip against you, shout out to everyone in the league, you haven't won. So,
look, mate, but look at the other stats. No one's won. Nixie got lucky, right, with one of his chips.
Nixie got lucky with one. Do you know what?
He beat you.
He's only faced 2 chips, hasn't he?
But also, I had Jennings. Just triple captain Voltemada for 3, I think it was, because he came off at half time, and like he was there to be beaten as well. So it's not like people have had my trousers down here and really, really taken me to cleaners. I would love to know what the difference is there, but
right. But before we get then on to the key battles for this week, and we hand over to Ben while he's holding Remy and trying to read out the key battles, which is going to be hilarious, by the way. Charlie, Nixie. Genius or lucky?
No, he's smart at his fantasy. I saw that more last year, and he's continued it this year. He may not be sitting at the top against Ben.
Siege?
I'd say Nixie's definitely more shrewd than you think. Like, even that bench boost against you this week, yes, it was lucky, but it was well played, I think.
He didn't get very many points for that, did he?
Mate,
he got enough,
it was enough
to
beat me.
Butler, just enough to beat him. Trav is definite luck. Absolute
Ben Nixie,
luck.
Lucky or genius?
A little bit lucky, I think, for Nixie.
All right.
A little bit.
Are we all in agreement that Trav is very lucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of his wins have been, oh my Lord.
I know. What about Charlie, Siege and Ben? What do we think about Charlie? Is he unlucky to be where he is? Or
I think so. I think you both are.
Reflection?
I think you both are. And like Charlie said,
both been a bit unlucky.
those two results, like you said, the last 2 weeks, Charlie, go the other way, it's huge. And if you put a run together, like Peaks, he's actually on 36 points. So he's won 9 in a row. Did you say?
I think so. Yeah.
He's won 9 in a row. He's only won 12. So he's
won 8 in a row.
8 in a row. Jeepers. So out of his first 8, he lost 4.
I'd love to just win 3 in a row. I don't think I've ever done it.
It's just like a one, mate. Andy Jackson's getting closer to me, and I'm playing in this. This is a 6-pointer.
Do you know what annoys me the most, Charlie? Is Jennings this week lost to someone who's not even playing fantasy football, and he got 25 points or whatever. But he's on the exact same head-to-head points as me and you. But we're nearly 200 points ahead of him in fantasy.
You guys,
the actual fuck.
You guys posed a question to me, I think. Maybe it's coming up later. I don't know if my phone's going to load it, but it was like, biggest surprises this year, I think was one of your questions for me. Biggest surprise this year is Jennings at the bottom, because he went, I know he was super rogue last year and played super minus strategy really well. His chip strategy early, the wheels have come off. I know the guy, like, he played me a voice note the other day about how tough his life is. I mean, we've all got tough lives, but he had a big dip. But his fantasy for this season for 19 weeks.
When you leave Haaland on the bench and you're only getting 25 points, that's just stupidity in my eyes.
He came on. Did he come on for him? Did he come on for him or not?
I don't think he did. Did he? No.
I don't think so.
Right.
Ask me the genius and luck question about Ben.
Is Ben lucky or genius?
Luck.
Genius.
Luck.
Yeah, it's all luck. It's all luck.
He's the new Bruno. He is.
The whole of fantasy football is luck. There's no bloody genius involved in this stupid game. Right, Ben, I'm going to hand over to you, and I'm going to just have a 5-minute breather.
Good timing, because Tay took Remy back, so I can actually I can get through this without crying.
Damn it!
So we begin this week's key battle reviews with our very own commissioner, Schlobberschleifer, a white guy, CJ, with 98 points.
Do we have to talk about him again?
Highest of the league, cantering to a comfortable win over playoff rival Rafaro. It has to be noted at this point that every call CJ has made since the AFCON transfer special has pulled off, which we've spoken a little bit about. Wilson hauling 16 points, Bruno Fernandes returning 13. Odin continued his fine form with another double-digit haul, and Saka's own goal assists that were given, then taken away, then given again, 22 points. Massive relief to everyone who got fancy this weekend, captaining Saka. So, CJ, 4 out of your 5 midfielders scored 11 points or more. It was only Gordon who let the team down, which is really, like you said, your only misstep. Meanwhile, you got Virgil van Dijk, O'Reilly, Sanchez, all keeping clean sheets with 6 points each, while Haaland topped off your point haul with a customary brace. Rafaro, meanwhile, scored a very respectable 78 points. He's got some actually uncommon picks. He's got Hickey from Brentford. Hickey from Brentford, Savona from Nottingham Forest, and he went with Himakapi from Arsenal. That got him 15 points in defence. However, he lacked his own Fulham player here. He doesn't have Wilson. And a mighty Monday night performance from Bruno Fernandes was the nail in coffin for Rafaro as he slips to 7th in the table. So he's lost consecutive matchups now for just the second time this season. It's only the second time this season he's lost back-to-back games. So CJ, talk us through your fantasy feelings at the moment. I know we talked a little bit about it earlier, but you must be feeling pretty positive. And surely you'd be a dead cert for Manager of the Month if it were not for that defeat. I think it was the opening week of December, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You lost.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be on for Manager of the Month. Although, I guess if everybody loses,
Yeah, he could still have a shot in case everyone loses. I mean, Ben, for some peculiar reason, you are in the running again for manager.
What do you mean peculiar? What do you mean peculiar? The bloke's 17,000th in the world, lads. Let's give him a little bit of credit.
Do you know, before the updated points, Ben was me and Ben were messaging, and he was like, I said, "Oh, where are you in the world at the moment?" He's like 7,900. I was like, "What?
Hey,
that's ridiculous."
Isn't it?
But that was before.
I'll tell you, I think me and you are like 1.4 million.
I've still got green arrows though. If you look at my page, it's green arrows.
Me too, but I lost.
Love them.
Mine was mad though. I said to you boys this week, like, I know I got 98, but I think I went up 600,000 places in the world. So I think I went from like I went from nearly 1.2 mil to under 530,000. It just shows though, like one good week can like turn your whole season around.
Did
like,
you tell the wife?
I think.
Did you say to her, like, babe, guess what?
I was jumping around a little bit on Saturday night, and I actually had Arsenal to win an accumulator as well on Saturday night, and I was like dancing around when they scored, and she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I might have won a little bit of money." She was like, "What do you mean might?" I was like, "Well, Arsenal are going to win." And then I didn't cash out, and then Wolves scored, and I just like sunk into the chair. And she looked at me and was just like, I wish I could film this. And then obviously that goal went in, and I was just like dancing around. But yeah, no, fantasy. I'm not sure it will last, but these sort of weeks, I think you've just got to take and move on. But no, really happy going forward, actually.
98 must be up there in terms of like game week rank scores as well. He must be pretty high up there as well.
Yeah, I think the average was 60, was it? So like 38 points over it. So like pretty decent, to be fair.
But we're still talking about this. For God's sake, let's move on.
Alex, we'll move on to the next game then. We've got is Peaks versus Trav. So we've just talked about them both pretty heavily.
More people I don't want to hear about.
It's so funny, mate. You chose the key battles. We've got Illumin's Illuminati with 93 points versus Bouncing with Barco with 87. So another manager in outrageous form and hot on the heels of CJ's top score. Peaks is flying with the joint second highest score of 92. Narrowly beating Trav by 5 points.
I just want to clarify with Peaks. We know how he said he won 8 in a row. He's actually won 8 of his last 9. So he did lose 1 in there. So he's won 6 in a row.
This is 6 straight wins.
Continue, Ben.
So Peaks pulled the trigger on 5 free transfers. He punted on Palmer, the Chelsea playmaker, rewarding him with a goal. However, he did point out himself in the group that he didn't realise Dango was going to AFCON and brought him in with his 5 free transfers. So that was, I think Dango this weekend got a 2-pointer as well. So completely blanked. He's going to have to get rid. Never mind though, he's got Gvardiol, Chalobah, Foden, Saka, Rodgers all hauling for him, but it was his captain choice of Haaland that may have got him the win here. Haaland got 26 points as captain for Peaks, while Trav went with Saka, who got 22 points. So there's only 4 points in it, and it was 5 points, in them. So really, it could, we're all bigging up Saka, and everyone was going for Saka as captain, but actually Haaland still outperformed. Trav actually played his free hit for this one. He went for Ekitike. Very good shout. 13 points in total. But he was let down by the likes of Ben White, who obviously got injured in his Arsenal double-up. And he went for Kudos, which is a strange one, who blanked.
How much was it horrible? How much did Spurs pay for him?
Say again?
Huh?
How much did Spurs pay for him?
A lot of money. It's like 50 million.
65, wasn't it?
Yeah.
65. Yeah. Same as Gyökeres. I don't hear people jumping on this.
Yeah.
It's because they're jumping on the whole Spurs team, mate.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
Trav had 10 points in the form of the Sunderland defender Ronaldo. I'm just going to call him Ronaldo. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. So had he started, yeah, he is as well. So had he started him over White, he would have won this one. As it is, though, Trav loses his second game in a row after winning 6 on the bounce, dropping to 10th. Meanwhile, Lewis is sitting in second with a 3-point lead over Matt and Stude. He's breathing down my neck. Every time I check the scores, I always check what Peaks is up to. I'm like, am I going to gain 3 points on him? No, okay. So
I do love the fact. I do love that he's doing well. It just cracks me up. It just he's getting really into it because he's like sending me his team and stuff now.
You should see his graph of his points each week. The graph that goes crazy, how many comps he's got. Like if you get a chance, anyone, just open Peaks' game week history on the fantasy app if you can, or on the website, and just see where he is the last 7-8 weeks in terms of world ranking each week.
Yeah,
just have a look. It's
because we were talking about him earlier in the season where he was in the playoff places, but his points total was really low. I think he's completely turned that around now. I think
we should apologise to him because we had him getting relegated.
Did we? That was inspiring.
You could also have a little conversation with him about, I know he brought it up in week 1, but how he played the Arsenal job at Celtic Manor as well. He would love having a conversation about that.
I forget. Don't worry, Ben. He'll bottle it. He's on a run now, but it's going to come to an end at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well remembered,
Lightning strikes twice.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Well, I owe Peaks a big thank you, actually, because I remember sending a few messages through at the beginning of the season. I was like, do I go Haaland and Salah, or just Haaland or just Salah? And he was basically like, do both, because you can always get rid if one isn't performing. So he's part of the reason why I've been so good this season. So well done, Peaks, and hopefully we'll come the end of the season, we'll both be in first and second. Moving on, really close game this one. Connor versus Andy Jackson. Cucurella eats paella with 80 points versus Always Right with 74 points. So just decided by just 6 points. Connor saw off the challenge of Andy, who has been finding some form of late. Connor refreshed his team with 5 free transfers and has gone for an Arsenal duo in midfield rather than defence. So he's got Saka and Rice, earning him 13 points alongside Foden and Bruno Fernandes, who scored 24 points between them. Also loves a cheap forward, does Connor, with a punt on Dominic Calvert-Lewin being rewarded with a 9-pointer, 1 goal and 3 bonus points. So it's probably what won him the game against Andy here. That is very tempting. I was saying to you boys, wasn't I, that I'm sick of Voldemort, so I might go cheap, someone like DCL. Andy Jackson also used all his 5 transfers. So he brought in Bruno Fernandes, O'Reilly, Reece James, who all hauled. He did also get Raul Jimenez and Richards, who had quieter weeks this week. However, story of Andy's season, unfortunately, yet again, he's left points on the bench. O'Reilly got clean sheet for 6 points, while his starter, Matty Cash, scored 0. So had he swapped those 2 round, he would have drawn this one. Pretty much does sum up his season so far. So despite losing last week, Connor has 4 wins in his last 5 and is now in the playoff places, sitting in 8th, and is one of 5 managers on 27 points in that incredibly tight race. What are you guys sitting on, Alex and Charlie? You're both at 16th on how many points?
18, I think.
18.
Yeah,
so I don't know what that
I'm
looks
on
like.
27.
Is the playoff top 10?
Top 8.
Top 8.
So you're only 3 wins off the playoffs. So
yeah,
which really, really tight.
We were talking about my 2 weeks.
We're closer to the bottom than we are to the playoffs.
There was 1 week as well, CJ, where I forgot to even do my team.
Yeah,
that was against Butler.
Did you win?
No, he lost.
That was against Butler. Yeah, you handed
Butler that bloody win.
You captained Mateta, if I remember, and I think he got subbed out 59 minutes.
I could be. This could be a very different pod. This could be a very good.
Well done, Con. Connor's in decent form. 4 wins in his last 5. But let's move on to Charlie himself. So it was Smithy Rovers with 80 points versus Saka, my voice note, with 79. Special guest Charlie losing by a single point to Sam. Smithy had Saka, Bruno Fernandes and Rodgers in midfield, while Charlie, you had Saka as captain alongside Gravenberch, Foden and Bruno Fernandes. This one again kind of comes down to captain choice. Haaland narrowly outscoring Saka. However, this game may have been decided elsewhere as Charlie went through an emotional rollercoaster with a certain Marcos Senesi. So heading into Monday night's game, both Smithy and Charlie had a Bournemouth defender in their lineup. Smithy going with Truffert, while Charlie had Senesi. For Truffert, it was fairly straightforward.
Truffert, not Truffert.
Sorry. It was fairly straightforward for him.
Truffert.
For Truffert,
sounds like a crap dessert.
It does, doesn't it? Especially when I pronounce it. So for him, it was fairly straightforward. He played 90 minutes for 2 points and conceded 4 for minus 2 points. So he ended up where he started, 0. For Senesi, the journey was wildly different. He played the same 90 minutes, conceded the same 4 goals, but he had 21 defensive contributions for 2 points, putting him at an advantage. Bear in mind, defenders are capped at 2 points for 10 DEFCON points, right? So he had 21. So really, should he have gotten 4 DEFCON points? Siege, I wanted to ask you, have we ever had 20? What's the highest DEFCON contributions?
I think Rice.
29 for Rice.
Rice did it last week or something. Yeah, but Rice got 2 bonus. Rice got 2 bonus for it though.
Yeah,
and obviously Senesi didn't get any bonus because it was
conceded 4
game.
Goal fest.
Yeah.
I sort of didn't realise that they didn't stack, that you could only get a maximum of 2 DEFCON points, whereas like
that
20. They might change that, mightn't they?
And I'm not being in the playoffs.
So that puts him in advantage until he was booked in the 76th minute for another minus points. Meaning his grand total was 1 point. Had he not got booked, he would have got 2 points total, and Charlie would have drawn this game. So, Charlie, talk us through it. Were you actually watching the Monday night game, or had you written this? Like, what did you need going into Monday's game? Had you written it off as a loss, or did you still have hope?
Do you know, it was quite exciting because we had very different teams, like in like that mid-premium players. So he had Rogers and Kudos and Ndai still, and Konza at the back, and Kukurea, all like big players that did really, really well. I thought, a good defense. Anderson, Senesi and Timber on paper before they actually performed. Foden and Gravenbach actually did quite well for me.
Yeah.
So just one like player of the month or something ridiculous gets 2. Sanchez has been in my little dark horse. He's done really, really well. Siege 1 for next with total points on Sanchez. Yeah, I was thinking like we both got Bruno. Like we'll just see what happens. The captain choice was always going to be a differential.
Factor.
Like I just need Haaland to not turn up. Didn't he get like 2 goals and an assist or something in that game? Was it? I can't remember.
He was on 1, and then I think he got a pen in the last min.
Is that what it was?
That's what's screwed me.
So like obviously like I could have done the same thing, right? Would it have made a difference? No, it wouldn't have, because he had Saka. So it did literally, luckily he had Kudos, which is like a waste. But it came down to the Bournemouth dudes. And like, to be honest, I was doing a monster spin. So I wasn't really interested. I thought like Bournemouth could turn them over and Senesi would get a header from like being in, that'd be it. And I looked in, and that's when I started messaging you at like 10:30, like, I'm going to get the 2 DEFCON bonus points, aren't I, Ben? He's like, no, mate, it's happened already. You've lost by a point. Then obviously, knowing full well what was coming on this thing, Smithy's going to be listening to this with 2 fingers up.
Yeah, that's very unlucky, mate. Yeah, had he not got booked, he would have drawn it. I imagine he would have taken the draw. That is pretty savage.
There's been less draws in this fantasy league this year. Last year there were loads of draws.
I think there's only been maybe 1.
One is there?
Yeah.
2. I had a look.
2. Yeah.
Right, 2 guys share the points.
Yeah. We've had 1 draw.
Yeah, so let's round off the other scores. These are pretty funny. Dassie versus me. I beat Dassie 84-62.
Captain Thiago.
Dassie captain Thiago, which was an interesting shout. He blanked, so it was basically a case of I have Saka. He didn't. So Saka scored 22 points, which is exactly the number of points that I won by. So that was a good one. But shout out to this one. Jennings with 26 points. Gareth with 56. So the average score globally this week was 60. Somehow these two contrived to fall below that. Gareth isn't even playing at the moment. He still has Mbeumo in his team, people like that. But he beat Tom comfortably, who inexplicably benched Haaland and scored less than half the average game score.
Do you want to know where Jennings was this week in the world in terms of his points?
Yeah, tell me his game week score.
12.4 million.
And half of those last.
Yeah, that's
half
last,
of those people aren't playing.
I think there's only 13 million people playing.
And half of them
did he take minus or what?
No.
He didn't take minus.
He didn't take any minus. He used 2 of his transfers. His team is the weirdest team.
Yeah, but he did that last year. He took some rogue shouts.
And it's all vibes. It's all vibes.
Oh, yeah, that was
vibes, mate.
He captained Bruno G.
It's all vibes. It's all vibes.
He's doing it on purpose.
He gets great airtime on the pod. Because
exactly. That's the only reason. He wants his own Chronicles. He's not getting it.
On a separate note, I am actually in touch with Gareth on a daily basis, and he's not playing fantasy at the moment, which is completely understandable given that his dad is very, very ill. So sorry to hear that, Gazzy, and our thoughts are with you and your family at this time. But well done on the win.
Absolutely.
And you've actually come off the bottom of the table whilst not playing, which is good news because you might not have to build a trophy. So moving on to the actual bottom of the table, Matt 70, Trotty 62. Trotty hits the bottom of the table and is having a pod plunge rather than a pounce. I don't know what went on there, but
have you seen his team?
It's horrid. It's horrible reading. I don't even want to go into it. It's horrible reading.
Did you guys not Did you guys not give him good enough advice when he came on the pod?
He said he was going for like vibes and eye test, and we said, mate, you do need to have a little bit of stats behind there. Do you know what I mean? I think did I send you boys his team over the weekend at one point?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And just said like, what is going on, or something like that.
Why have you got Vicario in goal, who is clearly just the worst keeper in the Prem right now?
Do you know what made me laugh? Out of the City defenders, he had Matthias Nunes, who got an assist and a clean sheet, which made me laugh.
Canate got 9.
Yeah.
Look, Canate's probably the worst defender in the whole of the Prem, so I know. Let me put him in my fantasy team. That'll work.
Vibes. Right, Fraser beat Mike 93-84. So Fraser actually scored the joint second highest score of the game week, along with Peaks. Farney lost to Nick 78-64. Fourth win in a row for Nick, who's flying at the minute, in for a shout for Manager of the Month. Butler, you faced the second bench boost in a row. Oh, Dan scored a huge 92.
Second bench boost that's beaten me.
Yeah, second bench boost that's beaten you. Third highest score of the week. Unlucky Butler. Balf 77. Luke 67. 2 wins on the spin for Balf after losing 4 on the trot. So he's gaining some form back. And then Deadly Dave beat Jordan 86-62. Comfortable win over Jordan, who now only has 2 wins in his last 8 games. That's pretty worrying for Jordan, actually.
I don't think I'm much better than that.
Are you not?
I think we're like
I've got
10
3
losses and
wins in my
6
last
wins
8
or something
games.
like that.
Me and Charlie, it's so weird how me and you have exactly the same points.
It's like it's meant to be.
Everything is exactly the same. It's so funny.
Fantasy gods can piss off.
Yeah. Right, boys, that rounds up the results of the week. I think we're going to have a quick break before we go into CJ's game. I need to go back to work. I've got some work to do, so I'm going to drop off, and I'm terrible at this game anyway, and I'll let Alex shine. But Charlie, do me proud and get me some points. Can Charlie's points count towards my...
He doesn't get you points, Ben. He has to get the guests' points.
But I'm dropping off, so
that's it.
Surely he can...
No, the guests need more points than you, Ben.
Right, boys. I'll see you later. Good luck with your game.
Well done, mate. See you, Ben. Welcome back to the Sonny and Cher pod. We're just going to finish with a little bit of trivia. So we're not actually going to do our normal game. I thought I'd do another Arsenal inspired one. Yes, we do, because Charlie's on.
There's so much Arsenal chat on this pod. I'm so done with it. There's too many Arsenal fans in this stupid league.
But you'll be lucky to know we'll go back to our normal game next week. So we're going to do a top 10 style one again. So I'm going to give you a category for top 10s, okay? And you're going to guess players. So this category is the top 10 Arsenal players with the most appearances under Arsene Wenger. Okay? So the top 10 Arsenal players with the most appearances under Arsene Wenger. So how it'll work, you go alternatively, you get 3 chances. If you get 3 wrong, you are out. And it goes to that person. Okay? So we'll start with Charlie. Who do you want to go for first?
Fabregas.
Fabregas is in 10th.
Oh.
So very lucky. 10th with 303 appearances under Wenger.
Bloody hell. Henry,
3rd with 377 appearances.
I love that. Why do people love going for Fabregas?
I think because he was 16, wasn't he, when he joined?
Yeah.
I mean, safe bet, Vieira.
Yeah, Vieira number 1, 402. Very good.
I'm gonna go Keown.
Martin Keown is 12th. No, sorry, not 12th. Yeah, 12th, 264. Unlucky, mate.
I thought he played loads.
Pires.
was 11th with 284 appearances.
What about Bergkamp?
Bergkamp, he is... Sorry, I'm just finding it. Bergkamp is 4th, 376.
That surprised me. He's that high.
So you've both lost a life.
I've got
Charlie?
a few. Oh, yeah, I've got a few, but I don't know when they're going to be. I'm going to go Gilberto Silva.
Gilberto Silva, definitely not.
No.
He is not even on my list here. No, he is. He is 244. So he is, I think, 20th on the list.
I'm gonna. This could be quite rogue here, but Tony Adams.
Tony Adams. Oh, not on the list. He's not anywhere to be seen on the list, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Someone needs to Google that at the end.
So 2 lives lost each. Back to Charlie. There's
how
5
many
names on
have we
this
got?
list.
We only got 4.
You've got Vieira, Henry, Bergkamp, and Fabregas. So you've only got 4, yes.
Christ. Layman.
Not on the list, unfortunately.
I'm going to win. I think I know one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Walcott.
Walcott is 2nd with 397.
Well done. Didn't even think about that.
He came when he was young, didn't he?
Butler, can you take us home? So we've got the top 4 there. We've got Vieira, Walcott, Henry, Bergkamp. Now it gets a bit... Obviously, we got Fabregas in 10th, so there are still 5 more to get.
I've got one. I'm not sure. Can I just shout it out? Van Persie?
Go on, then.
No.
What?
Van Persie is quite far down, actually.
It's got to be defenders then. It's got like...
Van Persie was 13th with 278.
This is going to be quite rogue again, but I think someone like Kolo Touré probably had a load of games, didn't he?
Kolo Touré, 7th, 326. Very good, mate. Right, 4 left.
Aaron Ramsey.
Aaron Ramsey, 5th, 329. Take it home, Butler. Come on, you got 1, 2, 3.
Part of me wants to say Koscielny because he's come up before. So
yeah, I'll take that as a guess. Koscielny.
How many have I got left to get here to clear off?
124. You got 2 more. The person in 6th and the person in 9th. So this was from
10th place, 300.
10th was 303. So the person in 6th was 328, and the person in 9th is 318. Person in 6th is like Invincibles era. And the person in 9th is slightly before that, same sort of like.
I can list all like so many players.
Invincibles era, what, like a winger,
right back,
or a midfielder?
Wingery. I don't really know his position, to be honest.
Lundberg,
then. Yeah. Do you get that when I don't really know his position? Yeah, he was 6th.
I don't know what his position is. He was like
88, and then
I don't know what the last one is.
What's the position of the last one?
Midfielder.
We haven't had a goalie, have we?
No goalies in this. Strange.
There's no goalies in there because I was going to guess goalie next.
No.
Is he a billionaire?
Fielder. Is he a billionaire? No, he's not Flamini. No.
Like
Flamini is like 16th or 17th. I think.
Flamini? No.
Yeah.
No. I'm just thinking.
There's one more left, is there?
There's one more. Yeah. There's one more
midfielder.
midfielder.
Position did he put? Midfield.
Mm-hmm.
And he was before the Invincibles.
Did he play at the Emirates?
He might have been in the Invincibles team. No, he didn't play at the Emirates.
So he's before that.
Oh.
Before that.
And Bronkhorst?
No. Midfielder.
You know your Arsenal players.
Very famous player. Very famous midfielder.
Where's he from?
London, I'd say. I think he's London.
Oh, is he English?
Yeah.
I think it's between 2. It's either between Nigel Winterburn or Ray Parlour. It's one of those, I think. You're nodding. Well, it's one of them.
Yeah.
Just tell us, Seeds.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, Ray Parlour in 9th with 318 appearances.
Wow. So it was Ray Parlour. It wasn't Winterburn. Okay, that's good.
Ray Parlour, yeah. Ray Parlour 9th. But, yeah, there was some... After that, we had Sanya, Pires, Van Persie, Keown, Clichy, Giroud, Flamini, Rosicky, and then Seaman was the first goalkeeper all the way down in like 20th.
Gilberto Silva. If you hadn't said there wasn't a goalie in there, Seaman was going to be my next shout.
Well, that's why I mentioned I thought it'd just be because they play every week, right? Guaranteed.
I was really interested. Walcott, nearly 400 appearances under Wenger, and Ramsey 329.
That's why I picked Fabregas. It's 14.
Yeah,
Christ.
No. Excellent. Butler, considering, mate, your Arsenal knowledge is very good there.
His football knowledge is very good.
He has got a good football knowledge. Yeah, he has. We'll go back to our original game next week where he's very good at that.
I just make him feel better. The Wimbledon one. Let's do that again.
Did you like that one?
Oh God! Right, Charlie, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll
fantastic.
let you do the honours, and we'll have a great Christmas, and we'll speak to you soon. Yeah. So
nice one, thanks boys. Yeah, have a good Christmas, and hopefully the next time we chat, the table will look very different. But may the fantasy gods be with me.
Cheers, boys.
See you later.
It's the Sonny and Shah Fantasy League.
And even though Son has left for the MLS,
our head-to-head league is still the best. Hosted by
Alex,
Ben,
CJ,
ABC.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
It's another fantasy podcast.
Oh, fuck me.